Good afternoon, YouTube. This is man on George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Badminton Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. And I want to give a shout out to this gentleman right here, Thierry Dominique, and he posted this on my video that I did for the list of the upcoming Rising Phoenix Arizona Pro show, which is coming this Saturday. As you know, the Rising Phoenix was created as a substitute when back in 2015 when the IFBB dropped female bodybuilding from its lineup. As I quote sayingly, as I quote like this, as they walked behind them quietly and stabbed them in the heart. And he posted that they revamped the list. Now I felt like there was gonna be some changes in the list. I wasn't certain, but like that's why I always try to say, well, I'll create a video and just give you the information. Now he says like this: they revamped the lineup as Monique Jones and she said Ashley Young, but it's Alicia Young. I want to correct me. It's Alicia Young won't compete this weekend. Now I already know that LaDonna Day, Michaela Acock, and Leah Denny are added because they as replacements. But this is one I didn't know exactly what was going to be happening was Miss Sheena Ohlig. So this is the official list, and there's some names that's off of it that you won't recognize that you don't see. As you know, Irene Anderson is part of it. Michaela Acock, Mala Ash, Rashana Boswell, Nikki Chartrand, Leah Denny, Asha Hadley, Natalia Kovalova, Janine Lakowski, LaDon McDay, Sheila Olick, Mona Porcella, Angela Rayburn, Andrea Shaw, Hella Trevino, and one Miss Tina S. Williams. And, as you know, Sheena, she won Chicago Pro, which is almost about a couple months back, just about. And, this show qualified her to compete at this year Olympia weekend. And I'm a fan of Miss Olick, and we did an interview a while back. She's a wonderful lady, and this is a great opportunity for her. But I personally think that she should really step aside from this show and focus on the Olympia. As you know, the Olympia is going to be a tough show. It's a strong lineup, and the majority of the women who are competing at that show is at the Rising Phoenix. And like I said, Monique, who competed last year, she got fifth place. And I was hoping that was going to be this show because she's third She's third qualified. She has 9 points, which qualify her for the Olympia. So my guess she's thinking that, well, I got my qualification. Maybe focus on the Olympia. So I think I respect that. And then you have Alicia Young. And I was certain that Miss Young was going to compete at this show. Because she only has 8 points. But if she competes the show and maybe make the top 3, then she have enough points where she competes at the Olympia. So I don't know, maybe we'll see her next year, compete some more shows. Or certainly she could compete some shows this year to get her officially qualified. But I will say la vie. Anyway, also missing from this is Miss Salvia Mate. Now I think what Salvia's going to do, she's going to focus on the Olympia. And that's a smart thing to do because she lives in Italy and she has to do a quarantine. So it's best for her to go ahead and start doing quarantine now and focus on Olympia. She has qualification. She took second place at the Europa Championship, and that qualified her for the Olympics. There's not a lot of shows over in Europe. So because of that reason, she was able to qualify for this year's Olympia. And one Miss Virginia Sanchez, who I'm a fan of, amazing body, look at that great physique. She earned her qualification by winning the Romania Muscle Fest last year. So my guess also, I think she feel like it's not worth her coming over here, the expense of coming here, doing quarantine, and it'd be easy just to focus on the Olympia. So I respect her for that. I respect them, and I believe the same thing with Monique. I think she really wants to focus on the bigger show than doing the Rising Phoenix. But as you know, it's still, even though Rising Phoenix is invitational, it's still a qualifier. She has 9 points. She's already qualified, but it doesn't hurt to have extra points to keep the other person from coming behind you. Especially if Alicia Young had competed the show or competed in any of the shows this season, she would have qualified for the Olympia. but she only has 8 points. And I was thinking she was going to do the Savannah or probably do the Rising Phoenix. All she had to do is come in the top three or top five, and she probably would have maybe tied with Monique or even surpassed Monique. As you know, the top three qualifiers are um, Janine Lakowski by 16 points, Stephanie Flesher by 10, and Monique is 9. So if Alicia had competed at this show and made the top three or top five, she probably would have possibly tied with Monique or even jumped over her and possibly pushed um, Stephanie Flesher out. If I say Monique also competed at the show and she got enough points, they would probably put Stephanie Flesher out of the top three. So, this is great to see Sheena Ohlig to compete the show. I still feel like her and Rashana should focus on the Olympiads. This is the bigger show. They have to contend with the champion. And I know the champ's competing at the Olympia, Andrea Shaw. But, I was talking with some other ladies who compete, and they say, like, wondering why Margie didn't compete. Well, Margie last year didn't compete because she focused on the Olympia. And that's the thing. You should focus on the bigger show. I know some competing because of the prize money. Even though you may not win the $50,000, I think it's $25,000 for second, and I think $10,000 for third, I believe. But and still also the little side prize money you can make for like best video, best poser, and also most muscular. So this is about making a little cash on the side. It's truthfully that's what it is. But it's also still a qualificator for the Olympia, even though it is invitational. So anyway, as I said again, the Rising Phoenix, which is the Women's Bodybuilding World Championship, is going to be this Saturday. It's conjoined with the Arizona Women's Pro, which is an all-women's show. No, like I said, no hard legs, no banana hammocks. This is purely for the ladies, and I haven't seen a show like this since the Jantana. And also, it's NBC Arizona Women's Extravaganza, which means it's an amateur competition there too. So, like I said, it's going to be in Arizona, Chandler, Arizona, at the Talking Stick Resort. If you have the time, you can get a plane right now if you want to, or take a bus or take a train and try to make the show if you can. If not, you can catch it on pay-per-view. I will put the video that I created yesterday in the description. You'll have the information where it shows you can buy the pay-per-view and check that out. If you can't make this show. But personally, I would love to make this show. I mean, especially an all women's bodybuilding show, and just so rare and few. It's hard for the women in the sport to stand alone without being conjoined with a man's sport. But this is a great show. This is a great show, and I wish the best luck for all the ladies. And maybe next year we can make this a truly invitational, where competitors who are competing, who may not have got qualification, could qualify for opportunity to compete at the Olympia. Invite everybody. I know everybody can't be a part of it. Now I know certain people can't be, don't have the certain look or style that William Strafe is looking for. But it's fair to make everybody inclusive, especially for female bodybuilding, where there's so few shows for them to compete in. Anyway, this is me all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.